Hello.
Hello, madam. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm so good. I hope you just got my little message. I've been sitting here anyway. It's a universe thing. I don't know exactly what it means, but I've got my laptop downstairs where I coach. Like in here is hooked through just through hotspot because it's easier, and it's not doing it for me today. But we problem solved and we're here. It's all good.
That's okay. You're here. It doesn't matter. You look gorgeous.
Thank you. So do you.
Oh, thanks. I'm so excited to. Oh, let me turn this off. I was so excited to chat with you today. I was reading through and catching up on all your progress, and I was like, yeah, go Jacqui.
Hmm.
So thank you for doing this and for sharing your story with others. I think it's really important for other women to be able to see, what's possible for them. So thank you very
Totally.
much for your time.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Part of why we become a coach is to inspire. That's what it's all about. Like, it's really about that. That's the number one thing. And so, if there's other women out there doubting themselves and I can help in some way, I am more than willing.
Well, thank you very much. That's awesome. Well, why don't we let's get going. Like tell me, well, let's start with tell us what you do.
Sure. So, I am a leading, healing, and empowerment coach for mums. I guide spiritually minded mums to embrace their family's energetics and lead their family to health and vitality.
Oh my goodness. I'm just sitting there
Mm.
going, yes, yes.
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing this for?
Been doing this for, do you know what? Been doing this for well beyond selling these programs. This is a calling. This is like connecting with who you really are, right? And so everything I've been doing for probably 2 to 3 years has been this. I just didn't have a name for it, right? I just had to find the people. You are the people, you are the person to help me find that niche. How do I package that up and make it sound appealing and give myself validity for what I do and give it a title? And so that's exactly what I've been able to do. And that's where everything just took off,
Yeah,
was
and it
nailing
wasn't
that.
a long period of time, right?
No, no, like I don't even want to say 2 months. Like it hasn't been that long I've been in the program. It's been about 6 weeks, I think, maybe just on.
Mm.
And I've had these enrollments, like I'm up to 4, and I've had them there for the last week. So if you want to count all that, it's probably been just over a month that
How does
that's
that
happened.
how does that feel? Like now,
Mm, mm.
like
Feels
four clients. Sorry, four clients is how much revenue?
All clients is just over 12,000. So 3,090 is the package, the 10-week program I
Yeah.
offer. The beautiful mamas, and at full price, paid in full. Do the maths, but I guess what is that?
Yeah, it's like
That's over 12,000. Yeah. So it's it's just like feeling home. It's just like going, I was always worth this, and those little bugbears that do pop up, and they do, and I do mindset work. Like that's what this is all about. I do subconscious reprogramming. I'm on top of it, but that doesn't mean they don't show up.
yeah.
And I just have to be true enough to deal with it in the moment and to not put it off and to take the action, right? To shift and to keep moving forwards. And that's what I've been doing. It's been a really cool experience, a really cool experience.
I'm just like, how lucky are those four mums to have you in their corner now? Right. Because when you elevate yourself and your worth, you actually create space for others to do it too. So their transformation will be amplified with what you've just been going through. Let me ask, why didn't you just keep going like how you were before? Why seek help or why come and work with us?
Um, well, I think I knew that I'm a really capable person, like very capable, but I can get things done the hard way. And everything that kept showing up for me in the work that I do was like, you can't know everything, Jacqui. Like remove that last little ounce of perfectionism that you have that says you should know everything, and you shouldn't. And this is part of stepping into business, is going, I turned it into a business. So to give you a short answer, I went from being a hobby to being a business. And to me, investment in that and sending that message to the universe is what changed everything. You taught me the system. Like I can do what I do. It's innate. It's natural for me to do what I do. Right. I went through a huge healing journey to be here. So someone put me through the test so that I could show up for these women. Right. But I didn't have the system. And when was I going to just say to myself, pull up, Jack, you don't have the system. Stop trying to figure out the Facebook land and trying to link it in with this and trying to figure out, I had all these different qualifications, but I was trying to teach them individually, right? And it's not getting the numbers, and it's my time is more valuable, and all these things spinning in my head. It was just a system. You guys have a wicked system, and I wanted a piece of it.
I love that. You guys have a wicked system. I'm going to be like, we have a wicked system. It's wicked. Get your piece of it.
Good wicked, like I'm like righteous, like cowbunga wicked, that kind of.
I don't think I've ever done an interview with you, righteous, cowbunga, and wicked all in the same sentence. But I love
my God. Put me to the top. Put me to the top.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so it's been a few weeks, like 5 weeks, 4 weeks. We've already brought in over 12,000, and that's cash in the bank. That's not like payment plans and you had to, discount for this person. But you're like, no, this is my worth. This is the program. Everyone paid in full. Where are you thinking for next? Like, what does the future growth look like for Jacqui? Well, now that you have this, right? You've got the wicked plan, the cowbunga. What's
next?
What's next? Yeah.
So that's funny that you asked me that. Like, and I expected, but I did my miracle morning this morning, right? And the people watching this won't know what that is, but if you join Soph, you will get it, and it's epic. It's amazing. And so I wrote out what that looks like, and my declaration, like this not the visualization, it's the affirmation part, right? And it looks like by March next year, I'm turning over 50,000 a month. That's what it looks like, because my commitment is that I grow by $10,000 every month. And I read that every morning, and I believe it, and I embody it, and I feel what it feels like. And so even just that, right, that's a system. And so I do all the work, and I've got the tools. I know how. I didn't have these beautiful systems that can get me there quicker, easier,
Oh my God. So I'm just feeling your energy, and I'm like, you are so in like congruency, like, everything is just in alignment for you. You're in flow, what you need, and then you're trusting yourself. Because I think that's a big thing, is like actually trusting ourselves, not always looking outside of ourselves. Like, you've got the system now and you've got the support, but sometimes people just keep looking outside of themselves, but you've got that now, which is very, very good.
It's very cool. It's very cool. As I say, like the fact that these beautiful women enrolled, paid in full, trusted me, first sales calls, to me, I didn't get everything right in the specific order with the system necessarily. I'm still learning, but my congruency is my energy that they want. That's what they're coming for, and that's what I came to you for. And that's what I think all these beautiful women that I just adore in this group bring. That they attract, people to their energy. Someone looks and they're like, I need a piece of that.
Yeah.
And so if you're true to that and you believe in yourself, and then you get a system, right? And you prioritize. So the biggest thing this helped me with was, once I paid you as well, right, and made that commitment, it had to then become a priority, because I'd invested. And this is where, when we get to give away too much free stuff, people aren't invested. And I showed up, and I prioritized it above everything else. And that's also why, I've sat up late at night. I have little kids that I homeschool. I homeschool my 7-year-old. I have a 2.5-year-old. I'm getting married on the 3rd of November. I sat up, if I had to, till 2 a.m. Not that you have to, but there were nights I did it because I thought, I'm not going backwards. This is a commitment, right, to myself, I remember thinking, you have sat in this chair, in this office, too many times to give this up, and honor the amount of time you have sat here and worked on your business. Honor it now and show up and follow the system. And bada bing, it works. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Just been saying it for about 4 years, but yeah, it works. That's right. I love that. And that's so true, because sometimes we want our business to fit into like a perfect little boat, right? But there are moments in time where you do have to push yourself a little bit more, or work a little bit different hours or structured, especially if you're homeschooling kids. Like, for me, my structure is like within those school hours. But if I had the kids at home, like before they started school, well, then that's how I got things started. Like Stella was at home with me. So it's like, working at nighttime or early mornings or on the weekends or making it happen. And energetically, like you told the universe, like, I'm serious, I'm making this happen. I love
Yeah, that's what it is. It was definitely that step forward. I teach that to people. It's funny, right? This is about being clear. When you're clear with the universe, all the powers that be can join you and help you and make it easier. When you're scattered and you're not clear because you're doubting yourself, or you just don't have the time or the money, or you're not prepared to just work that little bit harder, then you're going to get as much help as the universe can give you in that state of being, which is scattered, right? So yeah, it was a big deal, but it feels wonderful. Feels wonderful.
So you're getting married in like 6 weeks. So you've been with
No,
us.
it's like 4. Yes,
When are you getting married?
Well, we're getting married at a sunflower farm because I'm all about sunflowers, and then we're having a long lunch, and then we're coming back to our property. We've got like a few acres, and we're having a big teepee party.
Oh my
So
God, that sounds amazing.
I know.
So why not wait to get the help until after the wedding? You're homeschooling kids, you got a wedding to plan for. Like lots of other people just put things off and they wait until the conditions are perfect. Why not wait?
This is cool, and I'm glad you asked this because I thought of this before we got on. My husband, there's a bit of a backstory. I won't go into it, but my mum got unwell and she was going through treatment. This was all happening just sort of recently. And that was kind of what spurred on the whole wedding thing for me. We've been together 17 years, 2 babies, like houses, businesses. And I went, I actually really want this. I want a wedding. I've put this off. And so it wasn't because of her. It was part of the unpacking process. And then when I called it and I said, I got to make this happen, we're having a wedding, I looked at my husband and he looked older. He looked about a year, 2, 4, 5, 10 older within the first week, because he was like, where and how do I pull off a wedding in 4 months? This was 4 months ago. And that was when this part of me was like, you can't be a bystander anymore, Jacqui, in this life with all the skills and the tools and the wisdom you have, and watch this person you love and pretend that you can't help. Does that make sense? I knew then, I was like, it wasn't because I was worried about him. It was like a turning point. I actually can't describe it, because from the outside looking in, it looks like too much. People go like, wow, that's so much. And I'm like, but it all fit together perfectly, because what I've been able to achieve, which was my thing, was to take the pressure off of my husband. If I called the wedding, because I said he wants it, but I said, I need this to happen sooner. And so I didn't give him the lead in time many people get. So that was my decision. So I'm like, well, if you make decisions in the world, baby, back them up. Like, back them up. And I knew I had all this stuff to give. I just needed the system. And then all of a sudden you popped up right at that time. And, the first person I spoke to on the phone was the most glorious woman. And she just was genuinely excited for my idea. And that was it. That was enough. That's the path, And here we are, like, it's all fitted. How has that happened? It's because I'm vital. This is what I teach my women. It's because I have vitality. That's how I can do all this, So super cool. But you guys too, you had a little piece to play,
Yeah, but we're just part of your journey. This is your journey. And that's what I'm so excited about. I say to my team, I'm like, we're like the catalyst. Like we can give, but ultimately it's up to them and each individual. That's why I love to having these conversations, because I love exploring and seeing like, what was that moment for you that really made everything come together? And that word congruency just keeps coming through because you are living your message. Yes. Like you want to help this specific audience with this thing, but you are a walking, talking dream client of your own. And that's Absolutely. Why I see all of this clicking into place, because you're being real with what you're trying to put out there in the world. You are that. So which is not a surprise that they are attracted to your energy and your message and what you stand for, because that's what they see in themselves. So
yeah. You're right. It's so true. It feels very congruent. I remember learning that word when I was doing parent coaching, and I was like, this is the most wonderful word in the world. It's like the inside matches the outside, like you're not, your words aren't just going nowhere. They're for real. And it's a beautiful thing. So
yeah, it takes a lot of work. Would you have anything you would like to say to any gorgeous woman who's watching this interview now, probably getting inspired, not expired, I don't know what that word was, inspired by what you're saying, thinking, oh, can I do this? Is this possible for me? What would you say to her?
I thought about that too. And I would say know your divinity. It's a little bit spiritual, as in know your divine capability in this world. Stop doubting it. Stop pushing yourself down. You know, there's enough going on out there where people are probably going to try. Don't do it to yourself. And secondly is create space. So, and I know it looks, when I say I've got all these things going on, like I don't have space, but I do have space, and you have to create space if you want to prioritize and add something in. And that meant that certain other things had to just go for a minute, but you can't just expect it's going to work if you don't create the space. Like honor yourself, and just make the space, make it work, and dig in. Yeah.
That's really powerful advice. Thank you, Jacqui.
You're
You.
so welcome.
And thank you for being so vulnerable and sharing. And good luck for your wedding. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see photos.
You will. Don't worry about that. I've got a list a mile long of people to send photos to. You guys are on there for sure.
I can imagine the stunning photos with the sunflowers in the background. Oh my goodness. It's going to be
my kids. Like, you know, it's funny. Again, this is like, you think you have ideas about life. And I wanted to get married, and then I had a child, and then I got sick, and then I couldn't have all these things. And now it is perfectly as it should be. Like, I could not imagine getting married at another time in my life. I get these two beautiful humans. He's already my husband, really, but
yeah.
Everyone I love, that I've built these authentic relationships with, because I'm older. Like, it's just the best. It's the best. I'm excited.
Yeah, it is very, very cool. Any final words before we wrap up?
Thank you to you. Thank you for your continual showing up when you're a mum, and you had times where it was probably felt like it was just you doing that, and you just kept going because you got to a point where you've reached enough people that you reached me. And now I can reach the women that I need to reach. So it all starts with one, and thank you for that.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. Ladies, hopefully you took away the message that Jacqui intended, because it's very, very powerful. We're going to be doing your $50,000 a month interview by March 2024. I cannot wait. Yeah. Until now, keep going being amazing, and have a fabulous wedding. But I'm sure I'll see you on the inside anyway before then too. So thank you again. And ladies, this is what's possible for you.
Yay. Bye.